Hey everyone, What Ifery and Stuff here, coming at you with a new video. I proposed this in my last video. What if Deku was a hunter? Of course, this is going to be part 1. We're going to see how this story goes all together now. So, anyways, we're going to start out with Isashi, Deku's dad. Except this time, he isn't going to be out to go get milk. He's going to stick around for a minute. And there's a reason I say for a minute. Let me move you here for a second. There we go. No, there's a reason I say for a minute, because, well, Isashi, well, he was pretty much just a normal dude, white picket fence and all that jazzy bullcrap. Inko, on the other hand, strictly a hunter. She lived by the hunt, and she swears she will die by the hunt. Anyways, she thought it'd be a good idea to settle down for a minute, raise a kid, and then dive right back into hunting. So, Inko, well, we're going to start off with Inko here. She's about 16. She has a very, under federal record, a very impressive 15 kills. She's actually racking about 84. She is well known amongst the government, but only select few agents knows her real mission, what she does. And they cover it up very well. And she's not very sloppy either. There are some other hunters that are sloppy, but of course they get arrested for murder and everything. But select fews are, well, taught not how to be sloppy. They cover up their tracks, and they drive all around the country. Kind of like normal. And, okay. Anyways, and one happening day, she happened to meet Isashi at a high school. Shut up! Come on.
Powering off.
Now stay off. Anyways, ignore that. Anyways, Inko, as of right now, she's enrolled in a school that Isashi actually happens to be going to. It's a Friday night. She just got off a kill. Probably going to be staying for a few more days before she bugs out. She's at a high school party. The typical weak drugs, alcohol, the normal high school party. She doesn't do any of the drugs. She just drinks a good portion of the alcohol. And a very, very good portion of it, too. Like, puts some of the highest alcohol tolerance sports players to shame with her petite, tiny form. Isashi doesn't partake in any of it, drugs and or alcohol. Inko, realizing how bad she has messed up, she's calmly looking around, sees Asashi. She goes up to him and says, "Hey, can you drive me home?" Asashi says, "Why?" She says, "I had a little too much to drink." Asashi says, "I see. Can you give me the address?" She says a motel she's staying in. And he says, "Oh, you're staying in a motel?" She says, "Yeah." Asashi says, "So you're below the poverty line?" She says, "I guess you could say that." Asashi gets her home, and to make sure she don't fall and hit her head, kill herself by accident, he walks in to make sure she doesn't, hurt herself. But this time she accidentally got a little sloppy. Forgot to put away all the books and photos and charts and everything. But as of right now, she's too drunk to care. Flops down on the clean bed, passes out. Asashi, a little wigged out by it at first, but something catches his eye. He sees something about a Wendigo. He reads up on it. The whole lore. A man from a long time ago, consuming human flesh, probably a native, consuming his tribe to try to survive, gave him immortality. And they can lay dormant for decades and only have to feed very little, every so often, to survive. Reading up about it, and there's a way to kill it. Setting a bastard ablaze. Reads a little bit more into it. Ends up spending the entire night there, reading. He sees everything. At first, he's thinking, God, this chick's crazy. What does she actually do? About 5:30 that morning, an alarm goes off. A little meep, 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 meep. One of those annoying fuckers. She slaps it, sits up immediately and stretches, obviously looking like crap. She looks at Asashi, grabs something from under her pillow. It's a .45 caliber Taurus, all black. Cocks it against her jeans and points it at him and says, "What have you seen?" Asashi, realizing how serious she really is, he says, he's just frozen right there. Asashi is just looking at Inko, fearing his life. She gets up, gets closer, putting the barrel of the gun to Asashi's head and says, "What have you seen?" He's stammering to speak. He says, "Everything." She says, "Give me one reason why I shouldn't blow your brains out right now." He says, "Security cameras. 2 doors down to the left. They saw both of us go in last night. If it's just you that come out, and they find me dead, they'll be looking for you." Ego realizes he's right. She says, "Whatever." Puts the hammer down, switches it to safe. Walks over to the bathroom sink, puts the gun down on the counter, splashes face in her water, and says, Did you see me change last night? Asashi says, no. When we got here, you flopped straight into bed. She says, okay. Asashi then asks, all of this stuff, is it just, like, what is all this about? Inko says, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Asashi see the gears turning in her head just from the mirror. Turns her head and says, Have you read about demons? He says, yeah, apparently they're some evil sons of bitches. She says, you're right. Some of the worst, actually. Some of the worst. I've seen beings that can match up to demons, almost. For example, a Wendigo. That caused a recent string of murders in the town, remember? He says, oh, yeah. She says, anyways. Leaning against the counter, facing towards him. Now, I know you're not going to believe me, but I'm going to tell you something. Asashi looks at her and says, tell me what? She says, it's all real. Angels, demons, ghosts, wendigos, werewolves. It's all real. Asashi. I think someone might have laced your alcohol with crack. She says, if they did that, I would be dead. Asashi realizing she's right. He says, oh, well, someone laced something with crack on you. And she says, even if I did have crack, I'd be scratching myself to death right about now. I don't do itchy rocks. He says, fair enough. Well, you're obviously on something, then, if that's the case. She says, nope, no medication. Other than alcohol. But that's not really medication, that's just... yeah. He says, okay, if these creatures are real, and Inko says quietly, and they are. Asashi barely recognizing it, he says, how do you hunt them? Find them? She says, we don't just find them, we hunt them, and we kill them. Asashi says, even vampires. She says, ooh, especially vampires. Hardest ones to kill, but the funnest. She says, Asashi says, wooden stake to the heart? She says, no, that's just pissing it off. You gotta give it a shave off the top. Like gesturing, cutting off its head. Asashi says, whoa. That's morbid. She says, gets the job done. Leave the feds to clean it up in the morning with the local police. How do the feds know? Do the feds know you exist? She says, select few. How many of you are there? Asashi says, that I'm not telling you. And she says, and you're not gonna speak of my existence. Got it? He says, yeah. Asashi looking down at the stuff. Asashi looks back up at Inko. But Inko has already punched him in the face, taking him out cold. Anyways, no, it's not time yet. Anyways, when Asashi wakes up, he's seems to be in a dark place, tied to a chair. He's trying to struggle out of them and figure out how. But his feet are free. The chair is bolted to the floor, though. And then the door opens. It's a big metal door. Creaks like bad. Real bad. Opens, shuts. An older gentleman stepping into the light. He has green hair. He has silver hair, but green streaks. Same as the lady did. Seems to be naturally genetic. He says, "So, Asashi, I see that you found very specific materials." Asashi says, "Yeah." What do you remember about the materials? Asashi says, not much. He steps back into the darkness, pulling out a tray. You know, like little wheelie tray. And it's full of little fun toys for torture. Asashi, realizing what those are immediately, tries to breathe fire on them. Not even a puff of smoke. Asashi says, "Nice try." Well, the old man says, "Nice try, but look above you." There's a warning symbol right above him. Takes away any and all powers and or abilities, even quirks. The old man picks up a pair of pliers, looking at it, shakes his head, puts it back down. Picks up a pair of tweezers, shakes his head, puts it back down. Goes to reach for like a 3-foot wrench. So whispers to himself, "Not yet, not yet." Picks the pliers back up. Shake. You know, like, oh, well, I guess this will work. Kind of a look. Looks at Asashi and says, "You sure you remember anything?" Asashi stays quiet. The old man says, "Alright." Starts stepping forward. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it off there. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have anything to say on this subject, well, let me know. Let me know down in the comments. Later.